Now, I do want to react to this video. Honestly, yeah, I just want to react to this because this is going to make sense right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I recently came across this story right now. Someone recommended it to me, and I wanted to say something here that not a lot of people are still aware of, and that's how Nelson actually scammed everyone out of their hard-earned money and played the whole situation as a victim. Now, if you don't know who Nelson Thomas is, he was basically a star on the show The Challenge, and in 2023, he basically got into a near fatal car accident. And luckily for everyone, it was a single car accident, meaning he did not hit anyone. But he was in Texas, he crashed a car, the car caught on fire, and bystanders ended up pulling him out of the car. And even though he survived, his foot didn't. He had to get it amputated because the injuries were that severe. Now, you might be asking here, like, oh, well, how did he scam someone? Like, you got to feel bad for the guy. Well, Nelson actually played absolutely everyone when he set up a GoFundMe to, raise funds for this life altering situation. He was going to lose his foot, and he raised so much money, in fact, that there was no reason to question it. It was just a guy on a show who you unfortunately feel bad for, because he was in an accident. You want to help him. Basically, he was just the victim of a car crash. And it wasn't until months later that he actually ended up taking the GoFundMe when people found out that he was driving while impaired. He did something so scummy here because he made everybody donate to him and help the cause, and everybody felt bad for him, and he took advantage of that emotion, but completely failed to let everybody know that he had been drinking and driving. And like I said, luckily for him, he did not hurt anyone, but it's just such a scummy thing to do because it's one of those things with celebrities. That you're gonna have those diehard fans that ride for you no matter what you do or say, and it's a perfect example here. Like, he literally avoided saying any of that because I'm sure to some extent he has some awareness that people were not going to be okay with what he did. And it shows in the simple fact that he took down the fundraiser as soon as his DWI situation flared up. And honestly, I just wanted to bring this up again because, like, every now and then, like, situations like this with celebrities or people that have such an influence on audiences do things like this that are so scummy, and then they just refuse to let their fans know about what's actually going on. And it's just one of those things that it should be common sense not to do, but it really goes to show just how much these people are willing to take advantage of you. And obviously, once everybody found out, he went on to apologetic state and stated that that was his decision. Like, of course, it's your decision. You did it. Nobody made you do it. And he apparently shows how grateful he is that he did not end up hurting anyone. But that's like literally the biggest understatement. It's like, acknowledge the fact that you did not tell anyone that you were drinking and driving, and you still asked them to come and cover your medical expenses. Honestly, I just wanted to cover that because it's one of those stories that tends to slip under the rug a little bit if you're not paying attention. And this was recent. This was just basically 2 years ago. And honestly, just thought I would cover it up. That way you guys can see what also happens in these little in these little almost obscure situations. That's about it, guys. Goodbye.